Hi everybody, welcome to Happy Healthy You, the podcast. Here's a special edition from Sedona, Arizona. Sitting here in front of this warm fire. Are you getting warm, Ashley?
Oh yeah, this whole side, it's just beautiful.
I'm with Ashley Skylatecki from Sky House Yoga. And today I want to talk to you about using yoga to really get in touch with your spiritual nature. Because I think a lot of people come to yoga with a sense of spirituality, but can you talk a little bit about how yoga can help us deepen that sense of spirituality in our lives?
Sure. And I think it is. You're right. I think a lot of people come into it because they want a little bit more closeness with God or the divine or source. Mm-hmm. And I think that it happens very organically. And I think for many people, they come into the practice for different reasons, but it's pretty inevitable that as you really come into touch with that quiet, kind of gentle, centered space inside, that it's hard not to feel connected to something bigger. And I think also we in the practice of yoga, this quality of surrender kind of very naturally happens. And we stop trying so hard to make our lives what we think it should be. And as we feel more kind of trusting and more relaxed, it's just, you look around, you see your life and you see how spirit is influencing your life and how it doesn't take a lot of effort for your life to go exactly where it needs to.
And yoga is such a body, mind, spirit practice because the different components of it, you do stretch your body, mm-hmm. you relax your mind, and your spirit really has room to kind of come in and find a soft place to land.
Beautiful, yeah.
Would you say?
Totally.
And then in Shavasana, which is probably my favorite pose. Is it Shavasana or Savasana?
Shavasana,
but it's spelled S-A.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So when you're in Shavasana, which is the final resting pose, you really can just kind of get centered and sort of get in touch with that spirit part of you. So do you have any examples of people who have come to yoga and really cultivated that spirituality where they've said to you, Ashley, gosh, I really feel in touch with spirit, where before I may not have.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. I've had a lot of people, especially people that go through training programs or who've done like intensive workshops mm-hmm. at Sky House, where they're really immersing themselves, and they come out of those intensive experiences. One woman came out of one of our Kundalini intensives and just said, I didn't realize how narrow and limited my view of life was. And now I want to study more. And so she's now doing the astrology training program. She's, just all these things in her life are really flowering. I have another longtime student. She's been practicing with us at Sky House for almost 3 years now. And she comes once, twice, sometimes 3 times a week. And sometimes she leaves class almost in tears. And she just says, this is a place I come to, this is my temple, mm-hmm. the yoga space is my temple. And she's also made some really big life changes and big relationship changes. And I see her, she seems like a different person almost. Mm-hmm. And I don't know exactly what it was that shifted, but something has in her. Yeah.
And I think we've talked about this. If you make it a practice and you do follow through and stick with it, it becomes something that you carry into your life.
Yeah.
It's not just while you're on the mat. It's something that stays with you mm-hmm. day in and day out.
Yeah, there's this common thing in yoga speak called, living your yoga off the mat. And I really like that because, we can it's easy to find bliss and peace in that 1 hour where your kids aren't there and your boss isn't there and there's no cell phones ringing. But how do you take that with you in your car and in the workplace? So I do think, I do think taking it off the mat is important, and it's easy when you have a disciplined regular practice. And I think for most people that means twice a week. Some people once a week, but I think once you start doing yoga twice a week, you really start to see the changes building in the body and in the mind.
Awesome. Well, if you want more information about Sky House Yoga, you can go to Ashley's website, which is skyhouseyoga.com, right?
Yep.
www.skyhouseyoga.com. And I think we should go out with a little meditation. What do you think?
That sounds
Can you
great.
do like a little, just take us into our center?
Sure.
Okay.
So I always like to start with the feet on the earth. It's just a
Okay.
nice grounding. So you can
Okay.
just take a seat wherever you are, close your eyes, and then let your hands come to rest on your lap. And we'll just take a moment here to draw our attention back inward. So as you're here looking, gazing inward, find your breath. Maybe even take a little lift to the corners of the mouth, bringing a little quality of joy into the body and the mind. Without letting your mind go anywhere else, just be right here, right now. Feeling that swelling quality of gratitude in the heart. And then take a deep breath in. And exhale it out. And then we can close by just opening the eyes and bowing to the heart. Thank you, Connie.
Thank you. Namaste.
Namaste. Let's go out in the woods.
Namaste. Let's do it. That was really nice.
Okay.